Owen, tell me something.
Truman, it's time for draft talk.
Dahm, that's true.
I still need to go back to listen to your solo dolo episodes.
Thank you. You should. Great episode. Oh, welcome everybody back to another episode of Dahm. That's true. Of course, I'm your host of the most Truman and Machine Scene. As always, I'm joined by the bomb.
Boom, 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 boom.
Owen Dahm. Oh, it's draft season, baby.
Have you ever listened to that full song, by the way?
Yes.
It's not good.
It's not that good, no.
The only thing I remember about that is that T Grizzly got arrested at Michigan State. That's it just reminds me that he was like selling drugs or something.
Yeah, but I hit the rollie store with the rollie on.
Who drove the getaway car? Jay and Cortolio.
Oh, is that what it was? Okay.
I heard I got some sneak dissers.
Welcome everybody to another episode of Dahm. That's true. Of course, we are talking about the Chiefs draft this coming week. This episode will come out on Wednesday. The draft is on Thursday.
Yep.
The Chiefs have. We're gonna go over it real quick. Chiefs have like 8 or 9 picks.
Yep.
And then
first, second, third, 2 4ths, 2 6s, 2 7ths. That we don't have a 5th.
I'm going to read them out.
Okay.
It's part of the slideshow.
I see. That's shocking.
I have what we're gonna do today is we're gonna read the draft picks, and then as is tradition with Dahm, that's true. I'm going to name 15 players that I believe the Chiefs might pick, and if the Chiefs pick one of them, Owen will give me $5.
And if they pick none of them, Truman will give me $5.
Wait, what? I never said that. Yeah, I will. That's only fair. So I'm going to name 15 players. I think it's 4 tackles, 5 running backs.
Well, the real exciting part is just whenever Luther Burden gets picked, absolutely not by the Kansas City Chiefs. Truman has to give me, I think it was what? I'm giving you 10-1 odds. I think you have to give me $1.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah. There's a couple of tweets
yeah,
I have to look at it.
It's 10-1 because I'll give you $10 if we do get him, and you have to give me $1.
That sounds right. Okay, so this will be a good one to
plus 1,000
prep
odds.
you for the players that I think can actually make a big difference for the Chiefs. That I think one of them will probably actually go to the Chiefs because I think this is going to be the Chiefs' strategy. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that. We're going to give you 15 of those. We're going to talk about the Chiefs, all the Chiefs draft picks that they do have. We're going to talk on the Royals for
briefly
5 minutes, 5,
6, 7 minutes.
Listen, we're going to talk on the Royals for every game. We're going to talk a minute on the Royals for every game they won in the last week. 1 minute on the Royals this week. And then we're going to do our top five positions the Chiefs are going to draft is what we're going to do. Before we get too deep in this episode, I do want to thank the patrons over at patreon.com/opendisaster. Shout out Joe, Aaron, Skylar, Dylan, Ozzy. Did I say Aaron? I feel like I didn't say Aaron. Just in case, Aaron. And Mailbox Kansas City, now open in the Iron District. Owen's pulling out his phone. What are you pulling out your phone for?
Making my notes top 5.
Oh, Owen's making his top 5 right now. Wow. Ahead of schedule.
I know.
Whoa. Owen drank an alcoholic coffee right before he got on the show. He is locked in. I had 4 of them, and I'm fucking locked in also. And then if you're watching here on YouTube, I would appreciate if you guys like, comment, subscribe, comment. Fuck it. It's good. This is going to come out on Wednesday. Go to the YouTube, and if you want to be, you know what? We will pay $1 to every comment that before the draft is on. If you comment who the Chiefs are going to pick, we will send you $1.
If you get it right.
What?
If you get it right.
Yes, if you get it right. We're not paying for comments.
I was like,
you have to get it right. So comment before the Chiefs draft on Thursday night who you think the Chiefs will draft. Honestly, in any of the rounds. But it has to be before the draft starts.
If it's edited on Thursday, we'll know.
Yeah, I think it shows if it's edited. So we will know. But don't edit it afterwards just in case, because if there's any edited comments, we're just going to throw them out. So
yep.
We're going to try to check also like Thursday before the draft starts.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, go there. Also comment on Spotify. We'd take that too. We'd honor it. Text us also. That would help.
Technically, if you comment on Apple Music, I'm sure we'll get some kind of.
I don't think you can.
I don't know
if you can comment on Apple Music. You know what? I'm going to promise nothing to you. If you comment on Apple Music, screenshot it and send it to us on Twitter. And obviously, if you guys just want to message us or whatever, we'd appreciate that. But at the same time, doing it on YouTube or Spotify really helps the algorithm a little bit more. Mm-hmm. So that's it. 15 players.
Yep.
But let's start here. The Chiefs draft picks. I've got a list.
Okay.
The Chiefs will be picking in the first round, the 31st pick. The second round will be the 63rd pick.
Shocking.
The third round, the 66th pick.
That's right.
That
'cause
one's
we
the,
have like a comp pick.
That one's the Xavier Sneed. No, that's Xavier Sneed.
Oh.
That's the trade where they traded us the 3rd round pick. We're like, God damn it. And then they fucking lost so bad that it's basically a 2nd round pick. Then we have another 3rd round pick, 95. That's the normal one. 4th round pick, 133rd. And then we traded away all of our 5th and 6th round picks. And we have 3 7th round picks. We'll be picking 226, 251, and 257. I believe 257 is
Mr. Irrelevant?
I think so, but I'd have to look.
That sounds right.
I'll pull it up. I'll pull it up while we talk about it, or you might pull it up because I'm going to have to break down all these things. So that is the list of Chiefs draft picks. So I know that I always am like, wait, what picks do we have? It's always I'm like, what? And then so I like to list those just so we have one first.
Yeah, 257 is Mr. Wait. It varies.
It changes year to year based on. So just here, I'll tell you what. Google 7th round comp picks NFL 2025. That'll tell you, because whoever has the last comp pick has the last pick. So just because I know this always comes up for me, I'm always like, wait, what fucking picks do we have? 1 first, 1 second, 2 thirds, 1 fourth, and 3 sevenths. There are 8 overall picks. We pick an extra one in the 3rd. We don't have a 5th and a 6th.
Yeah,
and we have 3 in the 7th.
So we have a comp pick.
We have 2 comp picks.
Yeah, so 2 comp picks. So we pick twice in the last 7 picks, and we do have Mr. Irrelevant.
We do have Mr. Irrelevant, yeah.
257 this year.
I hope we hold on to it. Mr. Irrelevant's fun. Best Chiefs Mr. Irrelevant? I think the last one also. The Chiefs Mr. Irrelevant they ever picked. Was on the Chiefs for 5-10 years.
Mr. Irrelevant?
Yep.
Was it a punter?
No. Close.
No, because Colquitt was like actually drafted.
Yeah, I think Colquitt was like
Colquitt was like a 3rd or 4th,
yeah,
something like that.
Early, yeah.
I don't remember.
It was a kicker.
Was it kicker?
Yeah.
Was it Cairo?
No. Ryan Suckup was a Mr. Irrelevant.
Oh, really? I did not know that.
There you go. And obviously the best Mr. Irrelevant playing in the NFL today, your nemesis.
Oh, yeah, Brock Purdy, of course.
Yes, Brock Purdy. There you go. All right.
There's trade rumors around him. Have you seen that?
I don't blame him. It's for all the reasons that we've talked about. It's hard to want to pay Brock Purdy.
He'd be a great Titans quarterback. And
yes, he's so good. He's good enough to not take a crappy deal, and he's not good enough to warrant a good
$50 million deal.
Right.
Yeah.
And but when you're not bad enough to get a crappy deal, you automatically technically warrant a $50 million deal, and you're not good enough to pay it.
Realistically should get Geno Smith like $32 million a year money.
Right.
But
or even Baker Mayfield like 41. 42.
Well, what's what I'm saying is that he's smart enough and his agent is smart enough to not take those deals. Is that because he can get 41, 42, 43, 44 somewhere.
He's earned legitimately Daniel Jones money.
Yeah.
Daniel Jones didn't earn Daniel Jones money, but Brock Purdy has probably earned Daniel Jones money.
Yeah, with his play.
But he won't take Daniel
Listen,
Jones money.
I'm a Brock Purdy hater, but he's a top 25 quarterback.
Oh, okay.
He's a top 20. He's a top 20 quarterback.
He's top 15. He's top half.
I'm not so.
Oh my! Top half. Next episode, one episode in the middle of the summer, I'm gonna make Owen name all the quarterbacks he thinks is better than Brock Purdy.
Okay, starting here.
No,
Gardner Minshew.
Okay. All right. Brock Purdy would be the 3rd string quarterback on the Chiefs for everybody keeping track. All right, here we go.
4th.
Bailey Zappi. All right. Owen, I'm going to name 15 players. I'm going to start here. We're going to do this by position.
Okay.
We're going to start here with tackles.
Okay.
I think what has become my draft crush it's also the most mocked to the Chiefs of everybody I was looking at.
Is it the Oregon kid?
No, it's the Ohio State guy.
Oh, the Ohio State
tore
guy.
his patellar tendon.
Chiefs
where's
love
your
it.
patellar tendon?
Your knee?
Yeah, it is at your knee. It's like the outside of your knee. But
because the patella is your kneecap.
Yes. So if you he got hurt. He got hurt like week 7. He tore that. And then somebody else finished out the left tackle spot for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
So
he has a national
he was
championship.
at Ohio State, and he was like a 2 or 3 year starter.
Yeah, so he's got a national championship ring.
Yes, and it's the perfect kind of that's the perfect kind of player I'd love to target. It's like how Todd Gurley got tore his ACL, and it was everybody's like, I don't even know if he would have been a 1st round pick, but he tore his ACL, and everybody's like, I don't know. And then the Rams got him in like the 3rd or 4th or 6th round or whatever.
Very worth it.
And then he was like an MVP caliber running back until the wheels fell off a little bit. But I think that's like the perfect kind of person.
It's like
for
a
the Chiefs
Laramie
team.
Tunsil fucking weed mask thing.
Right.
It's like, well, yeah, he would have gone top 10, but
Yes.
it's like, oh, okay, well, why?
He would be a slam dunk top 15 pick, but he tore his knees, so now he's maybe Trey Smith, 7th round pick, kind of another example, or 6th round pick, because he had those health scares. Obviously, that's a macro version of that. But so, first one, Josh Simmons. If the Chiefs pick Josh Simmons, I will be fucking happy.
I will also be happy.
There is somebody that I've talked about on the show that I would like the most. But through all my research, my educated take and guess, and what I would actually like that I think would actually make put the Chiefs in the best position to win is Josh Simmons.
Well, also, I think the Chiefs' offseason actions have indicated that they're not going to be going in the wide receiver direction until like the 6th round.
Who knows? Who's to say? Number 2.
Listen. The thing about the draft is that teams make mistakes all the time.
What?
And then there's a player like that just when teams go, what? Like, he's still there?
Yep.
They go, okay.
Yeah. There's a couple. DK Metcalf, 2nd round pick. I think McCole Hardman got picked right after DK Metcalf. But don't hold me to that. He might have got picked right before DK Metcalf. Either way, DK Metcalf's one of those. Tyreek Hill, to a lesser extent. Obviously, we all know why Tyreek Hill fell. Trey Smith, prime example of one of those where everybody goes,
Hannah
what?
Luzari is saying we're having digital audio.
Oh, the audio is not great. Very digital. Interesting.
Well, let me check that. Maybe it's on his side.
Fuck, we can restart it if need be.
That's
Either way, I'm probably going to stop the record here real quick because this will be...
No, we're fine. It's on his end.
Okay.
It's 100% on his end.
Damn. I'm trying to think if we should... I'm going to stop and then cut it and then splice it.
Why did you stop it?
Yeah. Well, just because we had this weird thing right here. I feel like that'll be an awkward little...
No, it doesn't matter.
All right. You guys stick with us? You fuck with us? Y'all fuck with us? All right, stick with us. No, you're good, man. Okay, so Josh Simmons, first pick. Number 2, Gray Zabel. And here's the thing. You've never heard of him.
Nope.
And that's important. He's got, I think, 2 national title rings with North Dakota State. The North Dakota State. And looks like a very athletic tackle. Kind of that perfect kind of guy that might drop to the end of the first round, or even maybe early in the second or late in the second.
He's one of those guys like Turk Wharton, where because he's a smaller school.
Right. Yeah. I think we got Turk Wharton like 5th or 6th round, and now now he got paid. He just got paid 3 years, $54 million or whatever it was.
Yeah.
So
good for him, by the way.
But Gray Zabel, North Dakota State tackle, I'd love that. Just kind of an under the radar kind of pick that I think the Chiefs could, even if he's not the first round. And I think there's a strong possibility the Chiefs trade out of this first round pick. Then he would certainly be there early in the second round or mid second round.
I think the opposite. I think the Chiefs are going up.
You think they're gonna trade up and go get like the tackle of their dreams?
Well, I don't think they're trading in the top 10. I think they're trading from like 31 to 20.
Maybe. They just don't have. They just don't have the picks for it. They'd have to probably give up their second and one of their thirds to do that.
No, I would think you'd pick swap and then toss in the second.
I don't think that's what the Chiefs want to do.
We'll see.
Number 3, Seth McLaughlin. McLaughlin is the guard who moved offensive tackle to replace Josh Simmons at Ohio State. I did cover this on my episode.
Interesting.
Right, exactly. The Chiefs, the guy that the Chiefs just traded away, Joe Tooney. This guy did it at the college level, and they won a national championship. That's why I think the Chiefs might want. I mean, listen, left guard and left tackle right now we don't have you can't tell me who the left guard is going to be for the Chiefs next year. You could probably tell me who the left tackle will be, but you can't tell me who the left tackle will be next year. You know what I'm saying? It's probably Jalen Moore.
Yeah, Jalen Moore.
This year, but I don't know why I got scared about his last name. I almost wanted to say Monroe, but that's not right. Nope. Jalen Moore this year. But you couldn't tell me that's for sure going to be the guy next year. And I think that's why the Chiefs might grab somebody like...
Yeah, because the Chiefs still technically could use their rookie option and keep Kingsley if he develops, but...
And then another guy where the Chiefs trade back into early second round, mid second round would still probably be there.
Yeah.
The last one on this list is somebody who I don't think is going to fall to the Chiefs, but I'll list it because if he falls to pick 20, 25, Chiefs certainly could trade up and go get this guy. This guy's Kevin Banks Jr. from Texas. This guy was a fucking beast. He was a fucking monster. The guy from the left tackle, I believe, from Mizzou is the top rated tackle.
Yeah, he's gone like top 5.
Yeah, and then there's the tackle from LSU is the next one. Kevin Banks is probably the third rated tackle. And he allowed 1 sack all year.
Yeah,
and it was like a Georgia guy that fell into fucking Quinn Ewers and he fell down.
Yeah, the Mizzou guy is getting drafted like top 10. Like,
for sure.
Yeah. He's very, very good. Mizzou had such a strong team this year, such a disappointing end of the year.
I think, and it's either Kevin Banks. I have this written down as Kelvin Banks Jr., but he's probably going in the top 20.
Oh, it's probably Celsius then.
Nice. He's probably going in the top 20. But if he falls enough, the Chiefs might trade up to get him, or if he certainly is there at 31, I don't see why the Chiefs wouldn't draft him. I just have my doubts that he'll get there. But we have to list him. I want to make $5.
Due diligence.
Which moves me on to the next category of players, wide receivers. Not many people have the Chiefs picking a wide receiver. I have a certain wide receiver that, and let's just get it out of the way. I want Luther Burden because I grew up a Mizzou fan, went to K-State. Luther Burden obviously fucked around on K-State a little bit, man. He was good, and he had a little bit of a lackluster. Listen, if he didn't have a lackluster sophomore year where Mizzou kind of regressed a bit, he'd be going top 15 slam dunk. He still might go top 15.
That also wasn't really his fault. The offense just kind of moved away from him because they got better, so he didn't have to like backpack the entire team last year.
Mm-hmm. But he's certainly not a he's not a top 15, top 10 pick, but he's probably a first round pick. He probably won't be there by the time the Chiefs get there, and even if he is, there might be that again. A couple mock drafts had the Chiefs trading out of that pick and had people picking Luther Burden instead.
Yeah, remember how in 2023 when there was the run on wide receivers?
Yes.
When
we thought everybody was, we were like, holy shit, Jordan Addison, Drake London, fucking who else was there?
Jordan Addison, Drake London, Pickens.
No. Pickens was a second round pick the year before.
Jordan Addison.
I'm trying to remember the 4 wide receivers that. Fucking Quentin Johnson got picked there.
The quarterback, JSN.
Yes, Jackson Smith and Jigbo. Yes, those 4 went all in a row, and we were like, oh, because that was the draft in Kansas City.
Yeah.
We were like, I bet we're getting one of the. Oh my god! It was like it'd be great if either of these.
Yeah,
any of these
all
wide receivers
4 went in a row.
Yeah, and then all 4 went. We're like, well, fuck.
That's the kind of guy Luther Burden. I bet Luther Burden gets pick 20. Will you give me $1 if I get the pick exactly right?
I'd give you 5. I'd give it back to you.
All right. Give me a pick 24.
Send that to me on Twitter. Send me pick 24 on Twitter, just so you. We don't send each other tweets solo a lot. Me and Owen are a lot of group chats, so Twitter is a good spot for us to archive a lot of these things because we don't have a ton of noise there. Because we also text each other, I don't know, every other day, every 3 days.
We see each other enough that we don't really text each other much.
Right. Normally we're texting each other about when we're about to see each other.
Yeah.
Where are you at? Or whatever. Okay. So Luther Burden, first overall pick, my number 1 wide receiver that I would have the Chiefs pick. I have my doubts he'll get there, but if he gets there, oh my god, be fucking
it's happening.
Here's this name. Owen, I'm gonna have you read it, but I'm gonna try to go at it first. The wide receiver from Arizona, Teteora Oria McMillan.
Let me see.
Teteroya. Teteroya. Say it again. Into the mic.
I would say Tatayaroa.
Yes, McMillan from Arizona. Obviously, he was great all year. We saw him a fair amount of the Big 12. There's some people that have him like 50th on their big board or like 40th. I think he's a first-round pick. But
so he's one of those guys that's probably going to go like literally anywhere in between pick 20 and pick 50.
Yes, he's going in the first 2 days. He's like a DK Metcalf. Or like a George Pickens where you're like, he could go pick 20, he could go pick 55. I don't know.
Yeah.
And that's one of those where I think the Chiefs could get him with the 31st. I bet he'll be there, the 31st overall pick. I'm not totally sure, but I have a hunch he'll be there. But also, if he's there later on day 2, on round 2, that's one where you you give somebody a 4th round pick and move up and go get your guy. So I want him listed there. I think also it's the kind of profile that the Chiefs just don't have. A big body wide receiver, then go up and get that. Go up and get the ball. I appreciate that. And which also leads me to my third wide receiver, Jaden Higgins from Ohio State. He's like a third or fourth round projected guy.
Yeah, because he's a project guy. He's like got like bad footwork or something.
He's not. It's weird. I don't know why. He just hasn't had a ton of production, and I think it's bad quarterbacking at Iowa State is honestly the reason why he hasn't had a better look. He didn't have that good year like Luther Burden did, or like it even like McMillan. Everybody knew McMillan was like coming into this year. Everybody knew him. Like you're like he was on the game plan.
Right.
This guy probably wasn't like as a K-Stater. I don't even know.
Yeah,
I didn't know who this guy was, but I fucking saw videos of him fucking cooking us. And I also saw videos of.
He's one of those guys that wasn't in the national media, but is in like is on a scouts draft board.
I bet an Iowa State fan would tell me how good he was, and like he is good at tracking the ball. He's good at over shoulder catches from like the highlights. A lot of the highlights I saw, and just another big guy that can go up and get the ball, and so that's why he's very interesting to me. He's the kind of wide receiver that I have always wanted the Chiefs to go get, and they've proven that they don't care. They do not care about getting that kind of guy. But I would
said he's a
appreciate it.
third or fourth round guy?
Yeah.
I think out of all the picks that you've listed so far, this is in the top 3 of ones that I think is likely.
So yeah, the Burden, McMillan, or Higgins, those are my 3 wide receivers that I want for the Chiefs.
Okay.
Running backs.
All right.
This is an interesting one. Number 1. There's no way this happened.
Ashton Jeanty.
I listed Ashton Jeanty. I don't think there's any way. But if for some reason the NFL as a whole decides, if he some reason gets past the Cincinnati Bengals, who Hannah Reed was on the show, we were talking about the Bengals offseason. He wants Ashton Jeanty. If for some reason the Bengals don't grab him, the Raiders don't get him, all these teams that need running backs don't go get him. If for some reason that happens, Ashton Jeanty to the Chiefs.
If for some reason all these teams lose their mind.
Yes.
Yeah, Ashton Jeanty is one of those players where I was listening to 610 today, and I think they nailed it. I think this is like a running back draft. Yeah. I think we're going to see like 3 running backs go top 15.
Yeah. Oh, man. You know what? Okay. Can I trade somebody out? I don't think there's any way we get Ashton Jeanty. Can I trade this out?
Yeah, sure.
I want to strike Ashton Jeanty from the record. If we do draft Ashton Jeanty, I will give you $5.
That's fine.
If we don't get any of the other guys. The running back who I think will actually be a steal in this draft because he had a great junior year and a bad senior year and maybe a drunk driving arrest or something along those lines. Ollie Gordon. Ollie Gordon the third from Ohio State.
Interesting.
I'm going to draft him in a lot of my fantasy leagues because I think...
You think he's actually good?
I think he's that guy that you just forget about because he has that weird year. And then he's the guy that we look back and we go, why did we all forget about Ollie Gordon?
It's like Oklahoma State sucked, but he was still good.
I mean, he was as good as he could be. It's a lot like Luther Burden. Mizzou regressed. Oklahoma State regressed.
Yeah,
those 2 guys just simply had worse years because they were on a bad team that every team knew to fixate on those 2 guys.
Mizzou wasn't a bad team. Like, they were just a little bit worse than they were last year.
Yeah.
Oklahoma State was horrible this year.
Yeah, right. They went from being in the Big 12 title game to, I think, missing a bowl.
Yeah, I don't think they did.
And I don't even know if I blame Ollie Gordon for that.
No, their whole team was horrible. They had, like, the worst quarterbacking I've ever seen.
Yeah. So, strike Ashton Jeanty from the record. I want Ollie Gordon.
That's fine. That's fine.
Number 2, Trevion Henderson from Ohio State. One half of a great Ohio State tandem that helped carry Will Howard to a natty. Would cost a first-round pick probably, or we have to trade back into the early in the second round. So that's I don't know if the Chiefs are really ready. Sorry, I keep kicking this mic. I don't know if the Chiefs are really ready to go after another first-round running back, which is my biggest hiccup with them. So that's my biggest worry. Which brings me to number 3. Go get the other guy from Ohio State. Go get Quinshon Judkins. He could be a late second round, early third round type pick. Listen, the Chiefs have 4 picks in the top 100. I don't think it's unreasonable for them to solidify this offense that they have and grab 1 running back and 1 wide receiver with those top 100 picks. Grab Judkins, grab Higgins with your third round picks, and then draft a tackle in the first round. Maybe drafting a defensive interior guy or some other defensive position in the second round. Totally fine. I think that's how your top 100 picks should go. So that's number 3. Number 4 at 5. Listen, DJ Giddens. My note here just says please.
My note here just says please.
For the record, my note on Ashton Genty was, could you imagine?
Well, it's like that one AI image of Justin Jefferson with one F on the Chiefs.
Man, a lot of people fucking ate that up. My number 5 is Devin Neal, and my note is also just please. Listen, it's
Very fun.
running back for all the things you do find 7th round gyms and all this stuff, but I would say running back is one of those positions where you just got to go see somebody who's got that dog in them. You know, it's not like
just pick somebody. Yeah,
it's like I want somebody who is fast from a running back from college, because if you're not fast in college, you're certainly not going to be fast in the NFL. My concern about DJ Giddens, but that's about my only requirement on running backs. And DJ Giddens is enough of a dog that I want.
DJ Giddens has that kind of Kareem Hunt style tape.
Right.
Where it's like, oh, surely he gets tackled here. And then you're like, wait, what? Like,
right.
He's down on the ground.
But he gets past the second layer and he gets into the secondary and he never scores that long touchdown.
Well, you know who really has that Kareem Hunt style tape is Ashton Genty. Where he just blasts.
Yes, but Ashton Genty's fast enough if you get away past.
Well, right. That's why he's a first round pick.
Kareem Hunt used to be too. So that's my 5 running backs: Genty, Henderson, Judkins, Giddens, and Neal. That's my 5 running backs. Tight ends. I've got one tight end for you. It's the one tight end that everybody knows. I think there's a Michigan tight end, and of course you should always go pick an Iowa tight end.
Obviously.
But this one is the guy from Bowling Green.
Oh.
Basically a wide receiver, to be honest with you.
He's a big
probably a worse blocker than Travis Kelce. And probably...
Don't ruin my narrative. Travis Kelce is not that bad of a blocker.
And I know, but he's probably worse than Travis Kelce, and he's probably a little worse at blocking than Noah Gray. But he's better at receiving than Noah Gray.
How are his knees compared to Jody Fortson?
Better. Yeah. And that's why you go get this guy. He's a look towards the future. The 2 tight end set, Noah Gray and Harold Fannin from Bowling Green. That's my 2 tight end set.
I love a tight end with that's just the whitest name you've ever heard in my entire life.
Oh, really? Because he's black, Owen.
Interesting.
Wow.
Press the button. And then go,
that's got to be racist.
No, you wanted...
Wrong button.
Sorry, you wanted... White guy! Yeah! That's what you wanted?
Yes.
You wanted those? Sorry.
I mean, both are...
Yeah. Well, it does. I mean...
that's got to be racist.
100%. No,
that's right.
Not
that's
my
right,
voice. Right. Yeah, it is.
That's why you should, honestly, that's why you should go back and listen to it, is because I said some outlandish things and you agreed to.
100%.
Oh, no. Crazy. But that's my one tight end I do have listed is Harold Fannin from Bowling Green. Did, good enough, but I think he's going to go like 3rd, 4th round.
Yeah.
He's my grab.
He'll be available.
Defensive interior, these are my last 2 I've picked. I've said 13 names so far. 4 tackles, 3 wide receivers, 5 running backs, 1 tight end.
Yep.
That's 13.
Yep.
Defensive interior, I have 2 defensive interiors. One is Tyleek Williams. Spell it.
Is it Ty'Leek?
That's got to be racist.
One more time. Tyleik Williams.
I was fucking close the first fucking time.
You know what? I probably said it wrong, honestly. But you said apostrophe.
It got louder. I swear it got louder.
I have loud incorrect buzzer and even louder. No, I don't.
Even louder, even more incorrect buzzer.
All right, Owen. Spell his name. I just told you it.
Tyleek.
Said what was that?
Tyleek.
No, you flipped it. Tyleik.
Oh, Eik. Shit.
I before E, except in Tyleek. That's what they say.
That's the new mnemonic.
Ohio State.
That's the mnemonic.
Huge guy, 334 pounds.
Holy shit.
Defensive interior. He's a big run stopper. He only had like 2.5 sacks, But the perfect kind of listen. We just lost Derek Nottie. Be nice to get a younger, kind of more athletic style Derek Nottie to pair with Chris Jones.
You mean just a younger, less attractive Mike Pennell?
Somebody to look to the future so we don't have to keep on signing Mike Pennell to 1-year deals.
That's my goat right there. You watch your mouth.
I hope he's investing it, man, because you never know. Mike Pennell, year to year, does not know if he's going to be signed by the Chiefs.
Mike Pennell is a, one-time Super Bowl champion or two-time?
I think 2-time.
Let's find out.
Maybe 3-time even.
No way. Wait, he could be.
He might have been on the team in 2019.
Mike Pennell.
Mike Pennell, Pro Football Reference.
Mike Pennell. Oh.
Mike Pennell is...
Oh, hold on. My grandpa's calling.
2-time Super Bowl champ.
Hey, Grandpa.
While Owen's talking to his grandpa loudly. Talking to his grandpa about going on the horse race. The last one. Owen will talk about it. Is Walter Nolan from Ohio State. He has 6.5 sacks. He's a transfer player, so he only played 1 year at Ohio State, which is my biggest concern. Apparently, he gets upfield a lot, but he's not a great run stopper. So he'll fit directly in with the rest of the Chiefs defensive linemen. Not a run stopper, loves to run upfield. Perfect. Sounds like Charles Minhue. Sounds like Chris Jones. Sounds like a lot of these guys. Sounds like everybody besides Mike Dana, maybe? Well, Mike Pennell, obviously. Basically, I would take either of these defensive interior guys because, one, they are either a lot like everybody else on the defensive line, so it makes you think that they want them, or they are the perfect kind of complement to Chris Jones. Owen is back. Owen.
Cool.
Walter Nolan from Ole Miss.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Did have 6.5 sacks from the defensive interior.
That's pretty good, actually.
Pretty good. Not a great run stopper. Loves to run upfield. I said he fits perfectly in with this Chiefs defensive line. That's what I said. I picked one guy who complements the Chiefs to what I think they need, and I picked another guy who feels like every other defensive lineman.
So he's basically just D Ford.
But he's defensive interior.
Oh,
so
interior.
He's
like, basically Chris Jones.
Yeah, he's Chris Jones again, or he's like Charles Minhue. Yeah, basically.
I see.
Great at sacking, not great at run stopping, or you can go get guys who's great at run stopping.
I would like to say, as a Chiefs fan on a Chiefs podcast, that the reason that Chris Jones gets such a bad run grade is because he's destroying his man so much that when they let him by and he goes, it's not that much different from a normal snap for him.
Sure. Falls into traps plenty. Okay, so your 5, so that's your 2 defensive interiors. Tyleik Williams. Owen, spell it.
Tyl, and then, I before E, except in Tyleik, EIK.
Yes. Spell Williams.
WILLIAMS.
No, I'm just kidding. That's true. That's true.
100%.
Sorry, great job.
I was like, what?
Walter Nolan. Spell Nolan.
NOLAN.
Say it again.
NOLAN.
NOLEN.
Come on.
God, you're trash at this, dude.
Come on.
It's nice when I'm holding all the answers. You can do this to you. Spell Zabel. Zabel.
ZABEL.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah,
Nice.
That's pretty good. Spell Gray. That's his first name.
As in, wait, it's his first name?
Is Gray Zabel?
GRAY, I hope.
EY. He's British.
Is he actually?
I don't know if he's actually.
He better
British,
not be.
But that's the British spelling of Gray.
It is.
Okay, all right, sorry. That's the last loud and incorrect buzzer. I'm so sorry.
Gray is spelled with an A in America and E in England. That's how you remember.
Yes. Because the T is spelled with an E.
So this guy's clearly a tea drinker, bro.
His mom was, at least. So your
Perhaps.
15 players, your tackles: Josh Simmons, Gray Zabel, Seth McLaughlin, and Kelvin Banks Jr. from Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Your wide receivers: Luther Burden, McMillan from Arizona, and Jaden Higgins from Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
Your running backs: Ollie Gordon III. We switched him out for Ashton.
Yes, yeah, it's more realistic.
Trevion Henderson.
Yep.
Quinshawn Judkins.
Yep.
DJ Giddens and Devin Neal.
Yep. Please.
Tight end is Harold Fannin from Bowling Green.
Yep.
And defensive interior is Tyleik Williams and Walter Nolan.
Yeah.
Those are my 15 players. We draft one of them. Owen will owe me $5.
I think you did better on this list this year than you did last year.
Yeah, we just named guys. I think, but we said Xavier Worthy.
To be fair, we did get it right last year.
That is true. So there you go.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it for our Chiefs draft coverage. Again,
Yeah, great.
Comment. If you comment before the Chiefs start drafting on Thursday, the player that you think they're going to pick, and they pick that player in any of the rounds, we will send you $1. Comment it on YouTube, Spotify.
Or text us.
Feel free to Snapchat us or whatever, text us, Twitter us, however you want to do it. But we would appreciate it if
Feel
it's
free
on
to
one of the
post
things
it
that helps boost the algorithm.
On your Instagram story and at us.
Yes, Instagram story of a picture of Dahm That's True and put the name on it. We'll
And a link to the show.
Yes. Or even just a screenshot of the show, but a link would help. You know what? Screen record the audio and then put it on there. Screen record the whole hour-long episode of Dahm
And
That's
then
True.
put it on Spotify, so we have to submit a copyright request.
Then we get a little money, a little cheddar cheese.
A little cheddar
out of you.
cheese on the side.
All right. Royals,
Okay.
real quick.
Seriously. The Royals, as a team, look better this year than they did last year.
That's not
But what
true.
we're
They're
not
hitting
doing
the exact same.
But what we're not doing well is keeping Sam Long and Chris Stratton off the field.
This is the same team it was last year. It's good starting pitching. It's you know what? The bullpen's a touch better.
It is.
And it's a team that cannot hit outside of the main 3 guys most of the time.
They have to bite the bullet on Renfroe, just like they just bit the bullet on Melendez.
Nobody else to bring up.
Well, Canna was a good acquisition. That was good.
Right. And he's been hurt. Now he's back in. Now he's in for – that's who they brought back and sent down MJ Melendez.
Yep. Thank God. Goodbye, MJ.
MJ Melendez, the next Alex Gordon. He comes back, except this time he's playing third base, and then he's really good. He's the anti-Alex
MJ
Gordon.
Melendez is the next career lifer for the Northwest Arkansas Naturals.
The Omaha Storm Chasers, probably. He does seem like the perfect version of what they call a 4A player.
He's
Too good for
he's
AAA,
Terrence
not
Gore.
good enough for the MLB.
He's Terrence Gore.
Terrence Gore wasn't even good at AAA. Terrence Gore was never a hitter.
Brah. That's an unattended second base.
Terrence Gore, boom.
We just scooch.
You were like, thank God they finally fixed everything. They sent MJ Melendez down. In the same way that one hit does not fix your season or win you a game or change your average that much, getting rid of one player on the 9-person lineup for this Royals team that's scoring 1 run in like 5 games this year out of 20 is not the problem.
I will tell you though that .25 is much bigger than .09 though.
Yes.
Over twice.
He also wasn't. Oh, I guess he was .09. Sorry, I was gonna say
he was
.09.
actually horrible. Actually, the worst batter I've seen, besides last year's MJ Melendez.
Neither of those players. Like last year, the Royals had like 2 or 3 players that were in the like bottom like 10 of hitters for WRC plus or whatever, or RC plus, WR plus, whatever it is.
Now we only have 2.
No, we didn't have anybody in the bottom 15. As bad as they've been, they aren't even in like the bottom 15, which is insane.
Is it because the White Sox guy's back? 112 losses. 112 losses.
A lot of people have really bad starts to the season. I think is the answer there. So,
it's
that the Royals.
The old heads that are clamoring about people not treating spring training seriously. I fear they may have a point.
Might be cooking. They could be cooking.
Although, they just need to take a page out of like Alex Gordon's book. And go to the plate and be like, I am only swinging at curveballs today.
But it's the same thing with like the old heads that talk about how today's college players aren't as good when they come to the NFL. And that is true because they're not staying in a college system and learning the college system. They fucking get into the transfer portal every 2 or 3 years, or every year or 2, and it's like they're learning 3 or 4 different systems. They're not that good until they settle into a system 3 or 4 years.
College baseball.
Bryce Young settling in finally at Carolina, although obviously not a transfer.
Although I will tell you that every time I think about college baseball existing along with the minor leagues, it reminds me that baseball is the hardest sport. That's why there's so much farm system, is because baseball's fucking hard.
And so random that like, and I can't remember. And this is going to be an odd tangent, but somebody was talking about RFK made a comment this week about how autistic people will never play baseball. And everybody's like, yeah, I'm sure there's no autistic people playing baseball. In other news,
This pitcher.
the Royals had a praying mantis that once they died, they got bad again. It was like, oh yeah, all the baseball players that need an exact pregame ritual every single game, or they can't fucking function and they fucking trip over their feet. Yeah, I'm sure nobody's autistic in baseball.
Yeah, dude, Mike Trout's secret juice.
They're like, imagine an autistic baseball player and everybody's just posting pictures of Zach Greinke like sitting on the mound while they're like digging dirt. Everybody's like, what the fuck, man? It's just like, yeah, never been an autistic baseball player ever in the MLB.
Dude. Okay.
I just think the reason I say that is that baseball is so random. Sometimes they just randomly figure it out all of a sudden. Something clicks and they get it, and then they.
I do think that shit's hilarious because many people's greatest athlete of all time, Lionel Messi, is like the most autistic person you've ever seen.
For sure, yeah, he's up there. Yeah.
Have you seen like all the memes? It's like Cristiano versus Messi. Cristiano is like, yeah, Lionel, it's great to finally like eat dinner with you. Like, we've shared the stage for so long, and then it cuts to Messi, and he's just smiling and looking around, and they're like, "Oh my god."
That does remind me of somebody who was like, "What is Mahomes always doing with his hand?" And somebody comments like he's stimming. I was like, "Oh my god, dude." So
what if though?
Yeah,
he's stimming.
Could be.
Gosh, dude. How do you think Mahomes makes those crossbody throws? Autism, man.
I did tell Tina. Tina was like, there was some train going by or plane going by. She's like, what plane is that? Or train? I was like, sorry, I didn't get train autism. I got sports autism. Sorry, that's my bad. I got sports numbers autism. All I do is fucking track Chiefs stats. Sorry.
What's Mike Pinnell's number?
69.
Easiest one. Come on.
So stupid. Okay. What I'm trying to say is that he could get sent down to the minors and figure it out all of a sudden. That's what I was trying to say by that comment before we got totally off.
Are you suggesting that MJ Melendez needs to become more autistic if he wants to perform better?
As long as he does it in a never mind. I was gonna say good way, but that's not the right word.
MJ Melendez does need time in the minors, though. He needs to get some confidence back.
Yes, he does need some confidence. That's for sure. Again, Alex Gordon, Mike Moustakas, guys have gone down and come back and been fine. But
there are times when a batter batting .09 is harming your team.
It does. Anytime anybody's like, this guy changed his swing during the offseason, he's going to be so good this year. That's always bullshit. That's always like when you're like, oh, Felix Anudike-Uzama is training with Tamba Hali in the offseason. It's like, no, okay.
Wait, did he do that this year though?
He did that last year.
Oh.
He probably did it this year again, too, but still,
Well, until he gets a weird haircut.
Bald. Be bald. Unleash all his power by going bald. Tom Hali style.
If he trains with Tom Hali for a couple weeks and Charles Omenihu for a couple weeks, how many strands of braids on the back of his bald head do you think he has? Because he's with Hawley, it's got to be at least 10. But if it's with Omenihu, he's going to be more bald.
Yeah. I will say, the first time I ever went to Chiefs training camp up at St. Joe, I walked in and Justin Houston and Tamba Hali were like doing it was like a switch, like arm swim, just drill on each other. It was right before Justin Houston had his breakout year.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, these guys are huge. What the fuck?
Yeah.
And crazy, and then they were huge and crazy and very good. Sorry. It's fun to watch the cat run up the stairs.
No meow that time.
No, she did meow earlier and run up the stairs. It is fun to watch. Sorry. We record in a basement. Right behind the camera is stairs, and we get to watch the cats run up the stairs. And
they each have their own style.
Yes, watching my elder cat run up the stairs, it's always a little different for her. You never know how she's going to do. And
she's very strange.
She's been really hitting a skedaddle up the stairs.
But you were watching Justin Houston and Tamba Hali just be giant?
Yes, just be scary, powerful, huge guys. And I was like, oh, these guys are probably pretty good.
I think that's.
And it was also, I was in high school at that time, so I went, I don't think I'm going to play at this level. I don't think I'm getting here.
I think that's one thing about NFL players, especially linemen, that people say is like, oh, on TV they just look big, and then like it's always offensive linemen. It's like, oh, like you see somebody that big in public, and you're like, oh, that's an NFL player.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Like, or you see a draft pick, and you're like, oh, Joe Alt is 6'7", like almost 400 pounds. It's like,
Yeah.
oh.
That was like during the during the bye week for the playoffs. Like the Chiefs, it was like Trey Smith and Creed Humphrey, I think, go to the same church. Like they're buddies outside of the game, and they like helped push a car out of a ditch, and you saw them pushing the car out of the ditch, and you're like, oh yeah, like that's what those kind of players look like next to normal sized things. Like that makes sense. That's what
They're
that
fucking
looks like.
big. That makes me think, how big were those golf carts that Mahomes got them?
That'd be big.
I was thinking about that. Like Wanya Morris looked like a normal sized person.
Wanya Morris is smaller.
Yeah, but he's still 6'5".
Right. We saw Kingsley Sumatia in the airport, and I was like, I'm pretty sure that's
Yeah, but he
Kingsley
was sitting
Suamataia.
down and like crouching.
Yes,
so
he
it
was like, yeah, he was sitting. You know what? We should have known. We should have known he was not going to be that good.
By the way,
Listen, we said he was flying economy. That's what I knew, dude. He's flying Southwest. Nope.
real pros fly to Hawaii direct on a private jet.
Delta, first class. Spend all your money. I need a financially irresponsible rookie. That's what I need. Okay, I think that's. You got anything else to add on the Royals? Tough week for the boys.
No.
Getting swept by the Yankees fucking hurts.
It's been annoying to watch us do the same thing we did last year, which is dig ourselves in a hole in the division by losing games early to Detroit and Cleveland.
Yeah, but they can figure it out.
When we play the White Sox, because that's when
We're about
figure it
due.
out.
We're due. We're due for a White Sox series, aren't we? The Royals, are they playing tonight? Did they play today?
No, we beat the Tigers yesterday.
The Rockies are coming to town, so that's good. They're 4-17. I'll tell you what, if we don't win this series against the Rockies, I'll say it, the season's over. It's done.
It's literally 3 games is panic button. Oh my gosh! After that, we play the Astros, then the Rays, then the Orioles. Oh
Are you saying those teams are bad, or
no, that's just a tough stretch of games.
Astros are 11-11. The Rays are 9-13. And we play the Giants, not the Orioles. That's the problem. Oh, sorry. Hold on. Sorry, wrong one. The Orioles are 9-12 also.
Oh.
And then we play the White Sox, who are 5-17.
Oh, so we're going like what, 16-0?
We don't play a team who is currently, as we speak, above 500 until May 9th. If we cannot dig ourselves out of the hole, May 9th.
Beep beep beep. Panic button. Beep
Panic
beep
button.
beep beep.
Yes. So there you go.
That's okay. I believe in this team's ability to do that because we started last year bad.
I believe in Joe Hendry.
So I'm going to go ahead and place a 5 on the Royals to make the playoffs.
That was a little WrestleMania joke for the WrestleMania listeners.
Well, Truman, if you take my 66 2/3 chance of winning.
Scott Steiner math, dude. That's crazy. Okay. And then that leads us into the top 5. Top 5 positions that the Chiefs will draft this year.
Of winning.
What?
Your chances of winning drastically go down.
Oh my gosh. Just place your bet so that you can go, since you already made your list.
I'm placing my bet.
Yeah, I'm really happy that you're placing your bet middle of the episode.
KC Royals to make the playoffs. Yes, at plus 230.
I love when Owen's he's just reading out loud what he's doing so he can stall some time.
Nice. Okay, let's scroll over to my notes app. Okay, number 5. Top 5 positions the Chiefs will draft. At number 5 position, I have wide receiver. The Chiefs will be drafting opportunistically on the wide receiver position in this draft because they have Rice, Worthy, and Marquise Brown. So they believe that their wide receiver position is shored up. If somebody falls into their hands inexplicably, they will draft them.
Inexplicably?
But they will not be trading up to get them. No. Number 4, similarly to that, the corner position. The Chiefs will be drafting a corner in this draft, but I don't think they're going to be spending serious resources on it because Brett Veach has shown that the 4th and 5th rounds are good hunting ground for him for the corner position because I believe Brett Veach is just a good scout at corner himself.
I believe in Joe Hendry.
Number 3, the running back position. The Chiefs need a running back. They, for some reason, which is crazy, unfortunately due to Isaiah Pacheco's injury, he has become immediately expendable for the Chiefs and will not be receiving another contract.
He was
even
already
if he has
expendable. He was already not receiving another contract.
even if he does good this year, does well. So they will be drafting running back. Number 2, defensive line. That is in the Chiefs, in my opinion, top 2 of positions they need. And number 1, the interior offensive line.
Interior offensive line.
Yeah. I think they want to shore up the Joe Tooney spot.
Interesting. You don't think tackles. You don't think tackles in your top 5 at all.
They've got money put away at tackles, unfortunately.
They can drop, oh my God.
Jawan
Taylor after this year.
Yeah,
Basically.
which is why they drafted tackle next year.
No, you draft tackle this year. Don't wait and get that figured
I think they're going to go interior and then target the left guard spot.
Then you think it should be Seth McLaughlin.
Yes, I do.
Interesting.
Or that, or the Oregon kid.
So your list was wide receiver, cornerback, running back, defensive line, and then offensive interior.
Yep.
Any specific defensive line spot?
They
Interior
could go
edge.
for
You can't
the.
just- I'm not letting you get away with D line. You got to go edge or interior.
Okay.
Take your pick.
I'm going ideal then. I'm going interior.
Interior. Okay.
The Chiefs need to shore up the interior.
There's another reason I asked you that. So, my number 5, wide receiver. I
Yep.
think the Chiefs, again, like you said,
Oh,
are
no.
short up on wide receiver.
Oh no!
But I think there's a bigger reason. I think it's a good idea to just go get another one because I think Rice is going to be expensive or Worthy's going to be expensive. I think you have to keep on drafting young guys fairly early, and I think drafting wide receivers fairly early is one of those positions that I think it's worth investing.
I think that the Chiefs need to go look at what the Patriots did from 2014 to 2018 and see things like Wes Welker getting traded to the Dolphins and stuff like that. They need to
Or the Broncos.
start. But they need to start stashing talent for trade.
Interesting. Number 4, cornerback. And this is just because it is a Brett Veach specialty. Listen, there's going to be a cornerback drafted in one of those 7th round picks. And he's probably going to be better than anybody we picked up in free agency this year, just because. So, there you go. Number 3, running back. I think, just like you said, I do think Isaiah Pacheco is proving to be a little expendable. I think it is time to look elsewhere. He just doesn't have the zip, and he didn't have that much zip to start off with, and he doesn't have and that's what having Kareem Hunt on the team did, was really show you how little vision that Isaiah Pacheco has. And that's like, it was something we all knew, but it became more obvious and is a bit more of a bummer when you see it. Whenever Kareem Hunt was there and you're like, oh, he's averaging better than Isaiah Pacheco did, even though Isaiah Pacheco is younger and faster because Kareem Hunt had vision.
Yeah.
So number 3, running back. Number 2, defensive interior. I think it is good to go get somebody to pair next to Chris Jones. And I think we've thrown a lot of resources at edge that I don't think you can go do edge. But so I think defensive interior.
So don't edge is what you're telling our fans.
Yeah. Do not edge. Do not come. Don't come.
I see.
I'm going to come. Number 1, tackle. That's why I was like, whenever you went guard, I was like, thank God he went guard. Tackle. I think we have $15 million invested in the tackle position is not that much. And I think Jawan Taylor is a cut candidate next year. Honestly, saying it now, I think Seth McLaughlin looks better and better just because he did play guard and literally moved over to left tackle, and won a national championship. He did what Joe Tooney did, except technically more successful than Joe Tooney was doing it.
Joe Tooney's also just like too old to be doing that.
Yeah, right. And I think going and getting a guard to put at left guard makes sense.
Yeah.
And then you let one of the, we did, I think, tender Mike Caliendo. So Mike Caliendo's still here, right, Mike?
Mike, yeah.
Mike Caliendo's still here. So we've got that option. But I think it makes sense for them to go and get a real bona fide starter at the left guard position, and then throw the left tackle that we signed, and then and hope one of our other left tackles finally develops into the left tackle. So, but I think tackle, in my heart, I think it's Josh Simmons. I do. And I think Josh Simmons could also play left guard if he's, not ready. If Jalen Moore proves he's that guy, then you move Simmons into left guard, and then when you cut Jawan Taylor, you either move Jalen Moore out to right tackle, or you move Josh Simmons out to right tackle next year. So, just my thought. But yeah, that's my list. 5 wide receiver, 4 running back, 3 running back. 5 wide receiver, 4 cornerback, 3 running back, 2 defensive interior, and 1 tackle. And we're in lockstep on this one. It seems.
We're just so ball knowledgeable.
I mean, the Chiefs don't need anybody. The Chiefs could go into next year and be fine. Right? I mean, there's no position where I'm like, we're fucked if we don't draft anybody.
Yeah, we're in that weird spot.
We are in that spot where
we just need to draft well. At the positions we draft, we need to hit.
Yeah. We're in a spot where we can get younger and good. We have 4 picks in the top 100. For that reason alone, is the only reason I wouldn't trade to go up at all. I would trade to go back because I'd rather keep 4 top 100 picks, and if you want some 5ths or some 6ths or whatever, trade backwards. But I don't want to give up one of our top 100 picks just to move higher up in the first round.
We can't afford to miss though. We're in a spot where we need to hit on our draft picks to take us over the edge.
Sure.
But
you just went to the Super Bowl after winning 2 Super Bowls in a row. You went back to the Super Bowl. You re-signed, I think, the players that you need to re-sign. You moved the players that you need to move. All you have to do now is I think it's worth throwing 4 picks in the top 100 at it. Because top 100 picks should be either starters, first-year starters, or second-year starters. And I think that's why you throw four picks at it, because it's like hopefully 2 of those guys end up being a starter. And then maybe one other guy develops into a second contract kind of guy.
Okay.
That's why I'd rather throw 4 picks at that. Or again, trade out of the first round, maybe late into the second round, and pick up another second or another third, and then you've got 5. If you could end up with somehow 5 picks in the top 100, that'd be a perfect draft for me. But if we end up picking 2 players in the top 100, I'll fucking scream.
Mm-hmm.
If we end up giving away top 100 picks just to move higher up to pick another top 100 guy, if we're giving up our 90th or 96th pick to move up from 77th instead to pick 73rd or 71st, I'm going to be upset. So that's just my general thoughts on it. That's all I have to say. I want 4 picks in the top 100. I want a tackle. I want a running back.
I don't care about trading picks as long as we hit on them.
Sure.
If we trade up, like we can't miss on our first 2 picks. Whatever those 2 picks are, those have to hit.
And regardless, in Brett Veach we trust. So we sat here on the show last year and we told you that if people have to be the Xavier Worthy haters, we're the Xavier Worthy haters. We did not like the Xavier Worthy pick. We didn't dislike it, but we didn't love
did you
it.
See his counterpart, the tape on him in the Colts?
Looked wide open on
he's
a lot
fucking
of it. He's
wide open constantly.
And he's unfortunately playing with Gardner. No, not Gardner. He's
Richardson, dude.
Richardson and
Flacco.
No, Flacco wasn't there last year. No, Flacco was there last year. Yeah. Which just sucks. So, Adonai Mitchell, I think he could still be that guy, but unfortunately, he is still going to have to play with either Daniel Jones or Anthony Richardson again this year.
He's what? Who's a good wide receiver that was always on a shit team?
Terry McLaurin until last year.
Yeah.
Terry McLaurin was that perfect kind of. Although even Terry McLaurin had good years, like.
Kind of like a Larry Fitz, but Larry Fitz did have a Hall of Fame
like
quarterback.
DJ Shark. Where you're like, I'm pretty sure he's good, but he just
honestly DK Metcalf, honestly.
Yeah, but DK again, those guys all had like 1,000-yard games, or 1,000-yard seasons. Like I think if you look at Mitchell's stats, he had like 200, 300 yards last year, and that's just I think because he's playing with bad quarterbacks.
Sammy Watkins. There you
go. Sammy Watkins was always hurt. That was his.
Okay,
issue.
Sammy Watkins, if he was healthy. Okay, we're entering a Justin Herbert situation.
If man, yeah.
If man.
But yeah, that's it. I think that's our draft show.
Hey.
I hope you guys. I hope we got one right. I hope you're listening to this on. I hope you're listening to this on like on Monday, and you're like, holy shit, they got out of the 15 guys, we picked up 4 of them.
I would love to come back from Grand Island knowing that we're ballers.
Oh, if we picked 4, and also if we picked 4 of the guys that I said, I'd be fucking nutting all over this. This couch will be white next week.
Okay.
That's how much. These chairs will no longer be yellow.
Shout out to Aaron, Joe, Dylan, Skylar, Ozzy, and Mailbox
The
Kids.
patrons over at patreon.com/homedisaster.
Thank you.
And making sure if you're an visual listener here on YouTube that
That's
you
right.
are liking, commenting, subscribing. You're commenting.
Slapping that bell.
Listen, feel free to comment the player that you think the Chiefs are going to pick. If you get it right, we will send you $1, but it has to be before the Chiefs draft.
Absolutely.
And listen, I hope this goes viral. I hope there's 100,000 views and there's 20,000 people that comment. You know, actually, I don't. Okay, I will say actually that's too many people. I don't want to have to pay. I will cap this if I have to pay out 500 people. I think me and Owen, we could split 500 people, but I think that's as much money as we want to invest in a show.
Yeah.
Sorry.
True.
I don't think we want to invest more than $500 in a single episode of Dahm. That's true.
If
Unless we get to go
if this goes
to the
giga
Chiefs.
viral and we get payouts, sure.
Sure. But I think you also have to have like 1,000 subscribers. Listen, there's a lot of other things. Listen, I know this is gonna get 20 views anyway, so it doesn't matter. But I just, let's lay some groundwork here. But I think that's it.
All right. All right, y'all.
Let me get the outro music going here. Twitter.com/Steam Machine. Twitter.com/Owen Gosh Dammit. Twitch.tv/Steam Machine. I don't think we've shouted that out in a bit.
No.
But if you want to watch live, we're normally live about, honestly, 8:30 to 9 p.m.
Yeah.
Central Time.
Somewhere in there.
We're if you tune in at like 9:15, we will for sure be doing Dahm.
Come on, those Royals. Remember not to say y'alls or we'll know.
Yes. Patreon.com/OpenDisaster, YouTube.com/Dahm That's True OD.
Yep. I'll catch you in the next episode. Peace.
God, I hope we get Luther Burden.
It's not gonna happen. Genji, please.
Luther Burden?
What if?
100%.